Good morning, everyone. All right. I think we're ready for a little stalling action here before the next drop. And that's what we see here pre-market. Things are down a whole bunch. Let's see how much they're down. Let's just get a little measure on this, at least from here or from Wednesday here to here. Oh boy, man, remember this rarely happened. Remember way back when, over those years, 5% corrections and after the races it was again. Percent corrections are pretty much, there you go, 10%. Down to here, about 8%. Well, there was a 5%er, but if we take it from there, it's about 8%. And let's see here. Let's just, I think we all have known what the media is saying. We are now in an official bear market. It's official. 21.5%, give or take. Okay. We told you this was a bear market way back when. Well, they had their official numbers. We have a clear crystal ball. Anyway, so wide range bar yesterday. That's of course pre-market. We'll take a look at SPY. So typically it's going to stall. It's into this first support here and little retest pattern going on. You can see the distance between the lows here. Right, down, closer. And so we'll see if we can get through 3,800. It's right there. And get a little bit of bounce how far it goes. It's got a void, so see a little bounce. I would say it's never going to get up there. 3,900 got this unfilled gap. But wherever it's going to do between here and here, we'll see how it plays out. And of course, we've got the news coming tomorrow. Let's clean this up, which should make for some wild move. Okay. 76. Basically, little baby gap up, unchanged. No big deal. I suspect there'll be jiggles at the open, but gap down. That was a significant gap down. That's what made yesterday more difficult, that the size of the gap near support, how much more it's going to go up. Certain things bounced up, they went down. And so ideally we would have had a gap down today. But maybe it'll just plunge down into that 370 area, and then we'll get some kind of a turn there. Right. So down in mind, let's think about SPX. So 3,700. Let's drag this down here. This is at 3,700. And let's see what's there. What's below it, let's say. Not bad. It'll probably increase at the open if it drops 36, 35. 36.75, 36.35. So I think that's a no-brainer down there, 36.35. Jake's saying 38.75. I'm not against that, Jake. Let me see, 38.75. Ooh, some juicy stuff there, huh? And I'm saying I'm not against it because it's going to be opening up here and it will have to travel today to the top of today's range resistance. It'll have to get through 3850 and 3900 will act as resistance. So you might take some heat on it, even if it could get there. So I think that's okay. 38.75 on the upside and 36.35 on the downside. Okay. All right. Let's look at the Qs. Same story. Same story. Same pattern. You know, they broke the lows. Now this ultimately, it doesn't have to get down there, but that's where I'd like to see it plunge down to. I remember this is strong momentum. Turns don't happen. Well, maybe you go in history and prove me wrong, but significant turns don't happen after moves. All right. You get a move like that and you get a retest. You get a move like this and it chops around. Not that this was significant, but that's how the energy, this huge energy, dissipates. And it takes a little bit of doing, to get away from that a bit. So ultimately, somewhere down here, I think. So depending on what the Fed comes out and does, right, we know it's a half a point. Now they're being pushed. Of course, I've been telling you that they've been being pushed. The market's been pushing them for quite a while. And let's see the 5-year. It's just hanging up there, but you see what the 5-year is doing there. You see where the 3-month is. The market's banging them on the head, dragging them, by their toenails and saying, you better do it or the pain isn't going to stop. So, wow, look at that. So in the green room, he asked me about this yesterday. Look at that drop. Now it's still from inversion. This is the shortest against the much longer, but these are other tighter ones, and you can see they're back down into inversion and implications of a recession. Transports going down. I guess then you saw the the airline, the cruise lines just getting killed. So, what we talk about this once in a while. It's just amazing that how many times can anyone, you could say the government, you could say, are they doing it on purpose? Who the hell knows, with these evil son of a bitches there. But how many times can you repeat the same thing over and over and over again and not get it right? How do they go through these cycles of raising interest rates and lowering interest rates and not get it right? It's amazing. I guess, Joe. I guess so. I mean, this administration certainly seems like, like on purpose, maybe because they say, oh, yeah, but we have our Green Deal thing, and we wanted to make gas expensive and push up wages because we couldn't get the minimum wage thing done. And we want people to use solar. And so, you know what? We just didn't think we wouldn't have effed it up so bad. Hello, McFly. All right, YM, I think 30,000. It's just stalling everywhere. Things are down a bunch. Russell. Yeah. I don't know if it's true. I read an article yesterday where I saw this. Maybe it was on Facebook, which I don't know if you're dealing anything with Facebook, man. They made you jump through all kinds of hoops to get in there yesterday. Pick 4 things that you remember that you posted. I don't post too many things there, but when I remember, send me an email. They don't send me the email. like they wanted to keep me out for why, I don't know. But anyway, I read this article that this it's something called urea that is put in diesel trucks. I guess that's I don't even know if it's true. People post stuff there, right? That just help stop pollution. And Russia and China are refusing to make any more of it or sell it. And then diesel trucks will not be moving because they can't run on this stuff. I don't know. I was going to look further into, see if it's true. Bitcoin dropping again. I guess it's got to hit 20,000. Yeah, it breaks below that, and there's just nothing to stop it from going down. Crude oil up again. And silver, nothing. That was crazy on Friday. And then that whip right back down again. That is insane price action, man. Euro going down. Where's the VIX? All right, so the VIX is close to a top area up there. Keep an eye on that. I should have an alert set there. Should be, yep, alert is set on that line. Yeah. There was some talk yesterday. Well, oh man, McGraw, that might be a bad thing. One of the ponytail guys. That's usually a death wish, saying he bought, he piggybacks the option trades. I see most of them, they don't work. Buying calls on SLV. Oh, watch out there. Yeah. All right. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing more than those guys do. That's for sure. All right. Jets dropping down. Come on. Cruise lines going down. Airlines going down. Transport's going down. Yield curves inverting more. I mean, recession, whatever. It's happening. And as we looked at everything, let's see. Today is be careful, could be a frog in the blender day. Just a lot of chop. All yours, Dan. Well, it won't be the end of the world, George. We'll just be I don't know. Better learn to speak Mandarin.
Good morning. Yeah, other than Oracle here, there's really no earnings to speak of. So don't have as many gap opportunities, but let's see what we have. All right, Oracle, $72. The gap's too big. What am I going to do with that? Now, I like pointing out, even though it's didn't exist, I like pointing out something that would be a tier one. If that were gapping just right over this 15-minute base or yesterday's high, then we got a price void with a shock gap. But now, unless it sets up for a day trade, there's nothing to do with that. FedEx came out and had some news, the activists putting some board members, raising dividends, a couple other things. Now also, that's a big old powerful gap to resistance. But McGraw, I see you're in the house. Hope you had a good cruise. Let's see what juice we can get on selling puts on this. Coin actually turned green here. It was 21 and change earlier. And where's coin? Coin turned green too? Coin was down $3 on a JP Morgan downgrade. Look at that. We had some nice day trade short puts on this and Mr. yesterday, but that's a good sign for a short-term bottom. That's negating that gap down. The out of the money option prices reminded me of the Lehman days. We short on Mister, we shorted the $40 puts yesterday for 70 cents, 75 cents. And we took our money, we closed them at 25 cents. So we made 2/3 of max gain in a couple hours. So I'll be monitoring these again. What else? Tesla, I see here basing, nice 15-minute base there. That could be a day trade long. Yeah, McGraw, I did that one yesterday myself, but I also took profits on it. But yeah, we'll look at it again. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think I got 70 cents also for the 35s. Our Indo, I just saw here blasting when Greg was talking. Still has a void. I have it in another window. I'll keep an eye on it. Clear oil stock. Now that's a shock gap. Wow. That rallied more than when I saw it earlier. Gap in a 73. So that's what we call a bull island reversal. Oil. Leon or Leonard Cooperman, Omega hedge fund billionaire. He's a smart old dude, in my opinion. He's been around the block. I enjoy listening to him, and I kind of, monetarily finances. I agree with 95% of the stuff that he always says, and he's crashing the Fed as everyone else. He thinks we're in a bear market, but yeah, there's many things bottoming, of course, many individual stocks. He doesn't see new highs in the markets for a long time. Sees a recession coming. We're due. The last one was 08. He and Kramer were equally trashing Biden today for who hates the oil companies. Biden saying Exxon makes more than God is, what a ridiculous statement. They're saying that he should be giving the oil companies incentives to produce more, not trashing them and getting on an airplane and go talk to the Saudis. Just doesn't make any sense. But, as Greg said, that's the Green New Deal people pulling all the strings on him. USA gapping to the top of this range. Consolidating up here with a void. I'll keep an eye on that. FedEx we talked about. LI, little EV stock. Nice little gap. I'll put that in a window. EDU. I saw this one gapping yesterday, and then I got rid of it when it came crashing in, but now it's gapping up again. Has a big void on the weekly, big multi-year bottoming action. No, Jerry, but I can surmise what it's about with that title in your reference. 28 and change, gap and resistance, but nothing to do with it. PDD, gap in yesterday's high, 30-minute high, maybe could be a day trade. But I'm kind of agreeing with Greg. We might have a little chop up day here, but with the market being cooked like it is. Greg, remember the comment I made on volume yesterday? Look at that. It was 3:15 Eastern, and the volume was only 75% of the prior day. And I'm like, wow, I'm shocked there wasn't more volume. And I didn't think it would grow that much in 45 minutes, but it sure as heck did. So that's actually good. 30, I know it's not ideal because we got this big base, but if we can just chop around sideways here, 3 p.m. would be a beautiful afternoon breakout because then it'll be a big inverse head and shoulders. So let's see what happens here in the first half hour. But I'm in the camp of a tradable bounce once we get the setup. I actually was hoping for it yesterday afternoon, but when this 15-minute right there, when that 15-minute retest failed, I'm like, no, still weak. Cavill, big gap up, big bar yesterday, but look, these are bottoming patterns. This could go to $5 pretty easy. Why not? So I'll keep an eye on that on a pullback. Breeze, no pattern. I see one little gap up there. Cody was up more. I don't know why I'm looking at that. Maybe I don't know, got an upgrade or whatever. CNM, gap up from a Climo and support. MPAA, I can't tell where it's gapping. Redbox has been very volatile lately. Now it looks like a 30-minute low, day trade short. Yeah, or that's really the only earnings stock I have, David. A couple things in the news, but the problem is the gap's too big. You know, I don't know what to do with that. But I commented, David, you must not have been here. I said if it were gapping just over yesterday's high, then that would have been a marvelous 10-minute high trade. Goro, Emmanuel found this for us yesterday, 1, 2, 3. Now, Wix is still on my short watch list. Go, it's not a 1, 2, 3 because yesterday's bar is too deep, but it's in an uptrend with a bullish WRB. So let's see if it can chop around a few more days. I had IBM yesterday on my watch list. Had a weak close. I got an alarm set of, I think, 137. So, oh, Netflix might have had a downgrade today also. That was gapping down $3 earlier. Tesla, like I said, maybe 10, 15, 30-minute high day trade. Market stalled here right into the open, so I'm going to be totally sidelined. Meta, I don't know. I don't have an active open here. This I mentioned today's Tuesday, Friday. That was a nice little sell setup, gap down with a price void. That was one of the best looking new shorts on Friday with the big gap down in the market. So that still looks lower to me. Probably these prior lows, but a sell setup in the weekly. Amazon already made its round trip, so that's much weaker. Apple, total mess, looks lower. So I unfortunately don't have much today for tier ones. Hey, David, FedEx is another big gapper here. I'll see how much premium we can get for out of the money. You know, these things are going to be so spreading at the open. The 195s closed at around $3, but you know, it's not going to be anywhere near that on the gap up. Actually, OIH. Hey, there you go. That's not bad at all for a day trade. That's a bullish gap, buy setup, gapping over these 15-minute bars, price void. That might be the best looking new day trade long I've seen so far. I'm putting that in a window. That looks nice. Give it, not doing anything yet. Well, if it's a day trade, McGraw, let's see how it sets up. But, really has to be under this closing pivot to start. This closing pivot here until it gets some altitude. And then the goal would be move it to the day's low as soon as reasonably practical. You can't raise stops too tight because then you whack out your reward to risk. Yeah, that one too.